Hello everybody and welcome back to a DBD video. Today we're taking a look at the behavior update and some major changes coming to DBD. What I'm going to be showing you today comes directly from my stream, is not very edited, and I also have to put a warning. There's a lot of swearing, all right? I don't usually put this kind of warning, but I was on stream and I was talking with my community, and so yeah, there's a lot of swearing, more than usual, all right? You've been warned. I also want to point out these videos from these content creators that I think did a fantastic job talking about this update. So if you're interested in a different point of view and hearing what they think about the update, then, feel free to check them out. Other than this, let me know in the comments, what do you think? How hopeful are you? What do you think is going to happen? I'm always happy to have a conversation. Have an amazing time, and thank you for watching. So, developer update, August 2025. New features, slugging reduction update. So they finally decided to address slugging, and the way they're doing it is by giving everybody the chance of picking themselves up after 90 seconds. So whenever you go down and you're slugged for 90 seconds, you can fully recover. Honestly, I don't mind this. I say it as a killer main. 90 seconds is a minute and a half. It takes 4 minutes to bleed out a survivor. If you're complaining that you're going to have to down people 3 times for them to fully bleed out, you are a psychopath and you should be in therapy, not on DBD. Okay? There is no reason to want to slug all the way out to bleeding anybody. A minute and a half is enough time for you to continue doing whatever chase you were doing. Apply some pressure, all right? You've got 90 seconds to go back. It's enough time. However, I do have a problem with what comes afterwards, which is this part. Gradually increases crawling speed for survivors who are left in the dying state. This kind of pisses me off, because this is one of those things that seem, well, innocent, like Cam. Like, it starts slow and, they're not going to make it to the pallet. It's only a little bit. It's like, yeah, if you leave them there for 90 seconds, they're going to be going super fast and blah, blah, blah. But this is one of those things that kind of get abused by strong Swifts and strong groups. So I don't think that, I think that this has the potential to backfire really badly. But I guess we're going to see. This is the whole thing, by the way. So you recover while crawling, recovery now occurs passively. So it's basically, it's a mini tenacity for everybody. Also, Deerstalker meta, here we go, from Mickey is actually not even a joke. It might actually fucking become meta. Updated several survivor and killer perks to account for these changes. I really want to see these changes, and I reserve the right to lose my mind over them, because I want to see if they're actually like thought through. Like, hey, this perk used to be impactful for this and this reason. Let's not just, instead of a survivor, like, instead of 15% hindered, it's 16 or 14, like, give these perks and stuff, give it a meaningful update. Tenacity needs rework, not change out. Exactly. Like, make it like actually different. So you can see here 2 examples of people, yeah, basically playing like their tenacity. And this is towards the end, which, if you look at the speed here, it's kind of fast. Again, minute and a half of slugging. When it comes to slugging, we know it can be frustrating if you're on the receiving end of it too often or for long, but we also know that sometimes it's a smart move. I'm glad that we get behavior to admit that slugging can sometimes be strategically important, by the way. This updated system acknowledges this, allowing the killer to slug occasionally when they feel like it's the right call, but will eventually kick in and swing in their survivor's favor if slugging is used excessively. A big part of this is also about making the experience of being slugged more pleasant, as much as being slugged can be at least. The recovery changes and crawling speed will give you a bit more agency when down, so you aren't just holding a button and waiting for someone to come save you. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Again, I don't hate the logic. I just think that 2 minutes would have probably, or like a minute, just so that you have to be slugged 3 times. Because 90 seconds, it can sound like a lot, but in the middle of a chase, in the middle of a game, 90 seconds might, but you know what? They can always tweak it. In overall, again, I don't have a problem with this as a killer main. I play a lot of fucking killer. 90 seconds is okay. 90 seconds, by the way, is still a lot fucking better than what Conviction is giving us. Conviction, you can get up in 4 seconds. So we can't bitch about 90 seconds, right? Because we're currently playing with 4 seconds. DBD is on fire? Yeah, I can believe it, but you know why? I'm going to get to the point of why I think DBD Twitter should be on fire, by the way. We're going to get there. Anyway. So this is now the anti-tunneling, okay? So for those of you who've experienced tunneling, we've got you covered. We're going to try to not make that happen anymore. When a survivor is hooked, their hooked status is hidden from the killer. When they're unhooked, there is no notification and their hooked status isn't revealed immediately. This is a lot bigger than people think. Any kind of information that is removed from you, like on 2v8, yes. And that's why, by the way, if you go back in time, I said numerous times that 2v8 was like a training ground to see what kind of stuff we would eat up so that it would be put up in the base game. I feel like it's made reductive by proxy camping. Yes, exactly. So hold on. We're going to get there, Sama. I had the exact same thought. So whenever you are unhooked, you get a bunch of nice shit. You get haste, endurance, and elusive, which makes you have no collision. So by the way, you can't body block for survivors because endurance was never meant to be used as a free hit. I love that. Immunity to killer instinct and sees the killer's aura nearby, blah, 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 blah. All of this is fucking great, except that if you can't get a notification about the unhook, you can still look at the fucking hook. You can look at them. You can just stand there out of range and just look at the survivors. However, we go on. So they want to incentivize. Basically, they're trying to put back the old barbecue that rewarded people for going after different people. It rewarded players for going after different survivors. Sorry, that's better explained. So now, as a killer, you added a unique effect to the killer's hook state UI that indicates the last survivor they hooked. So you as a killer, you can go like, you know, when you had those moments where you're like, yeah, is this the same Tory that I've hooked the previous time? Well, now you can know. Yay. It actually is kind of helpful, but not really needed. It's nice, but like, After completing a unique hook, the same survivor is not hooked consecutively. Killers get the following benefits. So they want to reward you for going after different people. They get a kick to the generator. You get a haste bonus. You temporarily reveal survivors in base kit, barbecue, and chili, which I think is fantastic, by the way. For these two, it depends on the duration and how much. If it's like you get 3%, 4% more kick on the next generator, it doesn't have any impact on the game. If it's 10, 15, that starts having an impact on the game. Haste, same thing. 3% haste doesn't change shit, not even to a nurse. 5, 6, 7% haste is kind of game breaking. So a lot of these notes may be great or terrible based on the duration. 100% correct. Yes. I would say 4 or 5 adds up, not on the individual kick. Like, you're gonna get it like 4 times or potentially 8 times, depending if you get it both times. Like if you go 1, 2, 3, 4 survivors, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4 again, you know, you might get it 4 times. So what, you're gonna get 1 pain res value out of it, Sama? That's not a lot. It's like 20% of a gen. It's not a lot. If you add it up and it's 10% each time, that's already 40. What about pairing with pop or eruption and so on? But then you're kind of already going into a specific build for it, and you're taking a mediocre change and you're making it good by applying other perks that do the same thing. And if you pair everything together, like if you pair pop, Colubrine, eruption, those 3 together, fucking crazy. If you take them individually, a little bit less crazy. You know what I mean? This is what pissed me off. These effects are slightly lessened for the Blight, the Dark Lord, the Ghoul, the Hillbilly, and the Nurse. So this is behavior telling everybody Blight, Dracula, Ghoul, Billy, and Nurse are S tier. So we're gonna change it and give it a little bit less power. And why does it piss me off, you might be thinking, Cam, it's not a bad thing. Because they could have started doing this years ago. There are so many things that have been changed because they were OP with 1 fucking killer. And so they changed it for everybody instead of just changing it for that 1 fucking killer. This doesn't make sense. Why did it take so long? I don't fucking know. Anyway. And here we go. This also massive red flag for me. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. If the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. That's crazy, by the way. Like, that is crazy. Again, here it depends what the percentage is going to be. If it's 3%, again, not very big, not consequential. It doesn't have a big impact on the game. 25%, fucking huge impact. So again, the numbers here are going to determine whether or not this is broken or not. However, if you're going for the same survivor twice and that survivor is sacrificed, which by the way is the most efficient way to win at the game, is to go from playing against 4 players to 3 players, then you can't kick or block gens anymore. And with this line, I need your help with what will be my new main after Sadako becomes completely useless. Absolutely fucking gone. I saw a post from Glitchmaster as well, Don, who was talking about it on YouTube. He's also a Sadako main. He was so fucking pissed about this. Again, I will still say even just 3% faster gens is a big, since a lot of survivors run Deja Vu. Yeah, but Deja Vu is like 6% on its own, I think, right? Or 7%, which is already twice as much. And Prove Thyself is what, 3-4% per person, but you don't use it for the 1 individual hook, but like for the double effect. I'm not saying it's not going to be consequential. I'm just saying that, like, the win condition for the killer is to get people out. I don't think that 9% is again, 9% is still better than 15%. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not, I'm not saying it doesn't add up. I'm just saying that if it's at like a small percentage, we can live with it, which means that at some point you might have to take a decision. Hey, do I kill the survivor and give everybody whatever percentage, or do I not? Because that's going to fuck me over. Now, for my own personal experience, 9% is the difference between gens popping or not. It can be. So yeah, this I feel is this is, they're trying. I understand where they're going. And I understand that tunneling is never fun. I really don't mind it. I actually have fun getting tunneled because it's exciting. And I love being chased, and I hate doing gens because I already have 3,000 hours in the game and it fucking pisses me off to do gens, but I love chases. The intention here is for both roles to feel the benefit and incentives that comes from shredding hook states. It all depends on what kind of benefit you're going for. But I feel like you're going to be looking at a lot more similar games. Like, games are going to feel a lot more repetitive because you're going to have to go Survivor 1, Survivor 2, Survivor 3, Survivor 4, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat. And right now, it's more anything can happen. You know, like you might tunnel someone out on the second gen because you kind of have to, and you only have one hook state, and that's on the one person that you find. You're gonna go after them. I'm not even upset with them at everything that's happened so far. I just don't think that this is the right way to go on about addressing it. But I at least appreciate the fact that they seem to be thinking things through a little bit more than usual. Obviously, half of these changes are going to be bugged in some way. Yeah, of course. I thank you. I'm expecting that. You're gonna have probably the crawl speed is gonna be bugged, and you're gonna see fucking Speedy Gonzalez crawling to the fucking map. Galatians that the devs is they're trying to fix something by adding and tweaking 37 things when only adding 1 or 2 mechanics can solve a problem. Yeah, I feel like there's simpler solutions. I agree with you on that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, Don, somebody in Discord mentioned that already. That the fact that you can legitimately, as a pre-made team, decide to sacrifice a person so you can get speed. Or because it fucks the killer. Like, that person can literally serve as a meat shield. Just put themselves in front, because if the killer kills me, hey, you all get 15% extra speed and you can finish the last gen and we get 3 people out and we get to say GG easy. I don't know. I want to be hopeful, whatever the fuck you want to say, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fucked up. I wouldn't have gone. We'll see on PDB. We'll see on PDB. This is, again, they're still trying to make, like, they're giving Iron Will to, and, like, free off the record, basically, to whoever gets unhooked at the beginning. No big fucking deal. But going back, you know why this is bad? Because, and I'm going to take my situation as a hunter. Sometimes what happens was I hook someone, and I hook someone, I go away, I try to look for somebody else, I find nobody, they get unhooked, and I go back. And I'm not even going back to fucking tunnel, because you guys know that I don't necessarily love it. But I go back because I know that there's 2 survivors there. And I'm trying to find a person who did the unhooking. And if I can't find her, sure, I'll go for the one who's injured. But at least I know where survivors are. So if you take this away from me, you gotta give me something that's gonna help me. And if it's barbecue and chili where people can just go in lockers, this might not be it. And it might lead to M1 killers actually just proxy camping the hook and keeping line of sight on it. I feel like this is gonna be simply like the anti-camping creature, which was the most... Oh, the anti-camp is complete bullshit. It legitimately only has an impact on low MMR. It's just removing crucial. Any information that you remove from the killer is important, actually. The Tomes lore update. I'm sorry. Who gives a shit? Like, I've never opened. Like, I'm sure there's some people out there who enjoy the lore. I don't. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Oh, then there is the. Oh my god. Yeah, I read this one. This is the one that I read the most. I skimmed through this, by the way. I wanted to look at it together, but this is something that I looked at. This one I actually read point by point. They've basically made Myers into a pig that can destroy pallets. That's it. The difference between Amanda and him is the fact that he can break pallets with a dash. Amanda can't. Great. The entire killer's identity is fucking gone. I do care about the tomes, and I do appreciate that they remembered, but compared to all the other shit they are coming up with, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, fair. This is how nerf to pig without nerfing pig. Yeah, that okay. We can go for it, guys. We can read the whole thing. But basically, you have two modes. You can either stalk or pursue. In stalk mode, you're slower, undetectable. In pursue mode, you're faster, bigger tear radius, increased volt speed. Your lunges become bigger. You have stun recovery. You're basically, okay, so this is Cocaine Myers, right? This is Cocaine Myers. This is Myers who smoked weed. So you have Cocaine Myers, Weed Myers. If you've stalked, you can still stalk in, again, stalker mode. You get these effects, which is the same speed as Cocaine Myers, 40-minute tear radius, increased volt speed, and you unlock the Slaughtering Strike ability. So you can hold the power button to charge this ability, reducing movement speed. Press the attack button. So it's basically what they're showing here. So this is the Slaughtering Strike. Tell me what killer this reminds you of, by the way. Or what perk this reminds you. The thing about these changes, this doesn't seem like a bad idea for killer, but why work an existing fine? And yeah, this kills the entire identity. It looks like Cool. It looks like Chucky. It looks like Amanda, the pig. It looks like a bunch of fucking dash killers. It looks like if you like, let's say you squint your eyes and you imagine a Wesker using his power twice. Yeah. Like, I can see it. You know, dash, dash. That wasn't Myers. I hope does not work with Cool. Probably it won't. They'll probably rework Cool. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't play a lot of Myers, but I feel like this is... they've removed his entire identity. I'd be really curious to hear some Myers main what they think about it. By moving away from the linear evil-within tiers, we wanted to give players more tools they can use to adapt to each trial's unique situation while keeping the core of what it makes him the shape. Did we do that? No? Like, did we actually do that? Slaughtering Strike makes for a high... I can't say that name seriously. Slaughtering Strike makes for a high-threat offensive attack, offering up an instant down opportunity with an extended lunge that's particularly effective in loops and for ripping through pallets quickly. Because again, you can break pallets while dashing. Yay. So it's like Tombstone today. Or like, it's like Tier 3 today with lunge. Why do we have to do that? Understanding his kit changed quite a lot. We've done a pass on nearly all his add-ons, reworking many of them to offer more unique effects, in particular for those who prefer his old playstyle. Fragrant... Oh, hold on. Fragrant Puff, I thought it said fluff, of hair will change Evil Incarnate to function like old Myers, offering an exposed effect and no Slaughtering Strike. So why the fuck are we doing this? If there's an add-on that allows you to play him exactly like he was before, then why the fuck are we doing this? Why are we doing this? What is the point of changing all of this shit to then have an add-on that allows you to play him like he was before. And just leave him the way he was? I don't get it. I really don't get it. This is like giving someone a new house and that person driving to their old house every evening. Then why the fuck did we move house? I don't get it. The clown! Oh, thank God. Increase activation time for Afterpeace Antidote. Thank fuck. Increase how long the Afterpeace tonic hindered effect lingers after leaving smoke. Yes. Too much. This is too late. It basically it makes it longer for you to stay in the yellow smoke to actually get your buff. Okay, so they're nerfing the clown. They're nerfing. The unknown. I don't really play a lot of unknown. This was the only cool thing. Increased camera vertical range. I never understood why the fuck he could only look like only a little bit like his neck was hurting. Yeah. Sure. Cool. Again, don't care a lot. Dracula, they're buffing human form, they're nerfing wolf form, and they're making bat form a little bit less clunky to use. Cool. Yeah, I think people are still gonna like doggy more than they like human, but whatever. Clown is a numbers killer. It depends entirely on the values they change. 100%. A lot of these changes actually are like this. Who asked for this? And I don't know. Maybe Dracula players. I don't know. Honestly, who cares? The Ghoul. They're finally fixing the fucking kidnap tech. Except I don't know why, but I remember someone asking them about it on their stream and them saying that it was not a bug, but it was how it was worked to work, but now they're changing? Anyway, there was I'm going to say quote-unquote bug, where if you grab the survivor on the other side of a vault with your leap, the survivor was basically easy to catch up. So they're changing that. Yeah. Nothing about the auto aim. I don't think it was changing. Like, it was unintentional feature. Yeah, sure. Like, Dione, hooking a survivor no spawns more blood orbs. This is actually a cool, small quality of life change, I think, for Oni players. Yeah, like, because before the way it worked is you'd smack the first person and then you leave them the fuck alone, so they spread their little blood orbs like it was chlamydia all over the map, you know? So this just makes it, I guess you can still focus on the chase and you don't have to go for like somebody else while, again, they spread their blood orbs all around the map. And of course, perk updates, a massive, you know, we have to see how everything that this change is impacted. It feels like we're going to be ending up reworking a bunch of perks, and it seems like a lot of time that could be dedicated to fixing the game and the bugs that we've encountered instead of reworking God knows how many perks for both Survivor and Killer. And there's probably going to be interactions that are going to be fucked up because a perk was changed, but the second one wasn't. And so if you use the first one with the second one, it honestly feels like a slippery slope where it could be like Avalanche, where like a little something didn't get thought through, and then it kind of fucks up with number 2, and then down the road you have a bunch of broken things. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly had a blast looking at the comments because they're fucking funny. So my god, they did it. They turned him into a dash killer. Yeah, no joke. Myers is dash slop now. Yeah, plenty of downvotes, but hardly any encouragement because I'm right. That's funny. Yeah, read the comments. The comments are fucking wild. Anyway, yeah, that was all of the changes. How do we feel about those changes, guys?